This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Hey, welcome to the Steve and Crypto Show, presented by thestevestrout.com. I'm Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo. Welcome to episode 151, aka part 2 of our chat, Steve's chat with Jade the Libra and her husband Dallas. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there, but it was a great chat. Part 1 was, and I can't wait to hear the rest of it.
We're there in spirit.
Yeah.
But how can our listeners be here with us as well?
Yeah, if you want to be here in spirit and if you want to contribute physically, as well as get awesome bonus content, you can visit our Patreon, patreon.com/Steve Crypto. Go check it out. There's a bunch of stuff waiting for you. A lot of things that are not horror eccentric, and there's movie spoilers, all kinds of different things. Again, patreon.com/Steve Crypto, and you can contribute as little as $1 a month. And if you would like to help out the show even more, you can buy us a coffee. Metaphorically, go to buymecoffee.com/Steve Crypto, and you can basically help out with everything that involves this podcast. So it helps out with like getting to gigs that we're invited to, like Fall FestiCon coming up next month in Kent, Washington, on the 12th. It helps out with merchandise. It helps out with like just the cost of recording this show, all kinds of different things. So buymecoffee.com/Steve Crypto. Also, we have merchandise on Etsy. You can go to etsy.com/Steve Crypto or Etsy/shop/Steve and Crypto merch. And you can find t-shirts. You can find a mug for your coffee, because you got to have a mug to drink it out of. You know, you can't just drink it straight from the Keurig. You could if you want to. I mean, who am I to tell you what to do?
I'd recommend against it.
Yeah. Give it just a second to cool down in your cup. Your Steve and Crypto mug, of course. There's tote bags over there. There's magnets for your fridge, all kinds of different things. Go check it out, etsy.com. And of course, want to thank Galactic Druid Treats. Go to galacticdruidtreats.com and check out everything that they have to offer. They've been very good to us, good friends of ours.
What kind of stuff do they have?
They have freeze-dried candies. And I'm curious if maybe they'll have something for the spooky season coming up, but I don't know. And you don't know either unless you go to the website and look.
It's all good for the spooky season.
So
and
when you do go there, and when you find something, because I know you're going to find at least one thing that you want, maybe like the freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches. They're just so unique. You got to give them a shot. Where are you going to find that? You're not going to see those at your normal grocery store. So head over to galacticdruidtreats.com, get you some of them freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches, and use the code Steve Crypto at checkout, and we'll save you a little bit of money. Moving on to social media, you can find us at Steve Strout, at CryptoZoo88, on all the Instagrams and X's and different things like that. And we, of course, have a Facebook group that we encourage you to join, which you can just type in the Steve and Crypto Show on Facebook and you'll find us. We have 1,000 members now. They all want to see what you're working on, or you can just get in there and see what they're working on.
All those ways you can support us and help the show keep going and growing. And of course, we do this for you guys. This is episode 151.
That's right.
We've been at it for 4 years now, which is crazy. When we first started, I honestly didn't think we'd last 4 years, but now here we are being invited to tons of events and getting really cool guests. And like our guest on this episode, it's part two of our last episode because we had
Yeah.
such a long chat with Jade the Libra and her husband that we had to cut it into two parts, so we didn't drop a 4 hour episode out there on them because yeah, it's not my style. It's a little much for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's been 4 years, and hope to keep this going for four more and beyond. And kind of things have been slow here. Nothing's been happening. It's been quiet because it's been kind of our moment to step back and regroup and get ready for our season, the
Yeah.
Halloween season. We usually go hard this time of year. We go all out, and then this year we have more events than ever booked or we're guests at. And then on top of that, we have planning for our Halloween episodes and everything. But it's time we are back on track. Once this episode drops, we already have stuff lined up for the next couple months, and it's going to be a lot of hyping these amazing events we're at, and a lot of really cool guests. So we hope you guys are ready and sticking with us. We're gonna get to work on some Patreon stuff soon. That needs to be done. And
Yeah. I'm gonna be taking a trip to well, we're both taking some trips soon, but I'm gonna be heading to what is it? St. Helens, Oregon, and going up to the Halloween Town thing.
are
They
you
do
going for
that.
real this time?
Yeah, we're actually going this time. One of Sarah's best friends lives not too far from there, and we're gonna go and meet them and stay up there for a night. So
It's cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, should be
Should be
fun. So
fun.
I'll try to get some pictures and video of what's going on out there, and I just wish that that existed all the time. Be cool if you could just go to a Halloween town. It's like that all year. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That's called my house.
Yeah. And if there's anybody that'd be working in Halloween Town and gets tired of it, you just phase them out. You throw them into the fire pit and find somebody new that loves it every day. They're
Yeah,
not real.
we're not gonna go killing people, but
Sorry. I didn't mean to be all aggressive about it. I mean, you just
I
move
mean,
on, find a new job, get out of here.
we love the horror, but we don't want to
Yeah, no, there's no fire
we
pit.
don't want to cause the horror. Yeah, I mean, there
There's
could
no
be a
fire pit
fire
here.
pit.
Sorry.
There could be a fire pit for making s'mores, not
Yeah,
roasting
yeah,
motherfuckers.
yeah. Not roasting
You
people
know.
who don't like Halloween. That's not what it's for.
Oh, speaking of people that do like Halloween, the Deluxe Edition Network. It's a collective of over 20 podcasts, independent podcasts that are all there promoting each other and sharing their stories and content. And all the shows are different. They're all different topics, everything from sports to self help to horror and pop culture stuff like us. Um, and right now we're in the middle of voting for the Deluxe Edition Network Awards. They extended the voting period a little while. And so you can still get in there and vote. I've posted on social media. I'll post it more where you could go and vote for us particularly. But the Deluxe Edition Network is deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Go there, check out all the shows, and of course, keep checking us out. We're 151 episodes in. I think you guys are in it with us now. But tell your friends. And
Yeah, tell your friends, please. Spread the word. All these podcasts on the Deluxe Edition Network, I mean, collectively speak for them. We need all the help and listeners we can get. So yeah, just tell your friends if you find a podcast that you like, even if it's not this one, tell somebody about
no, just tell them about this one.
it.
With that being said, let's get to our chat with Jade and Dallas, part two of that conversation. If you remember the last one, we got a little goofy and crazy and funny. Like
Oh, I know what you're saying.
we almost called the episode Halloween Haters, but we went with the Bone Zone. And I believe this episode is when we start the whole Bone Zone thing, which she's doing on her show now, by the way. So we inspired her to come up with a new new slogan on her show, and she refers to the section in like the Halloween decor that's all skeletons and stuff. That's the
Yeah.
Bone Zone.
That's cool.
We talk about that here, and a bunch of other stuff. We have fun. So let's get to that, and then we jump back in. We will tell these guys about the events we have coming up, and then we will let them get to their day. So I'm sure everybody's chomping at the bit to get out the door and go searching their local home goods and Target and Walmart for Halloween stuff. So
Oh yeah.
let's get back into it with Dallas and Jade, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
I'm Mr. Lobo of Cinema Insomnia, and you're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. Or are you?
So yeah, so it's been kind of a up and down year with some of the Halloween decor, but there's been some really cool stuff to offset and balance it out with the neon garbage from Michael's. But
Well, are you looking for anything in particular?
Not really. Like this year, I was kind of I just want to kind of sit back and watch what's out there. And if I get out and find anything, I'm sure you're not going in any of the stores that have Halloween out and not get something. It's like always bring something home. It's hard to not do that. But I haven't seen anything that's really stood out to me as like, I need that. Like I really wanted that little owl. The Target owl I got.
Oh yeah.
And but nothing else is really.
I feel like so far we've probably gotten less this year than any years prior, don't you think? It's still early though.
It's still early for there's like a lot of repetitive items. I feel like at Home Goods and stuff. Like you see a lot of the stuff you've seen in previous years and stuff like that. And then at home, they had some good stuff. Some good Raven.
Bath and Body Works, which we got a Bath and Body Works order today, but
got it.
It's in the box. We haven't went through it yet, but they had some pretty cool stuff this year as well. I don't know if you check that stuff out.
I usually go look at it and grab a few things. Like I like having the hand sanitizers. Like I like the vampire blood one. That's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, like
for the hand sanitizer.
Yeah,
it's really pleasant for the hand sanitizer. But I need to get out there. I might do that this week. I might hit at home. Not at home. Home Goods. I'm not going at home. That's too far. But I did actually right before we got on here to chat. Got a knock on the door and my at home package arrived and I haven't opened it yet. So I kind of forgot what I ordered. I know I ordered a tablecloth because it was just black and orange checkered tablecloth that I wanted for like all year.
That happened.
So I had to get that. There's a couple other things I don't even remember.
I love that.
I just remember just ordering things. Yeah, I got a couple gnomes and a couple of the gnomes from the Dallas line.
They send a free gnome with every order.
Oh my goodness. Imagine that. Yeah. They should do that. They should make like pins or something that just say at gnome. And then or you should make it a merch thing. That would be kind of.
They should make they should make merch. I bet people would buy the merch. Like I'd buy a T-shirt that said at gnome.
Yeah,
I would.
Like seasonal, like they would make killing. They would just have a
and just like skeleton
Christmas
gnome.
theme, Halloween theme. Oh yeah, there it is.
They've got
all these ideas when
some themes are. Just got
giving away all these ideas. You're like just handing them money.
The gnome apparel. I know some of these ideas are just.
So where'd you say you're going this weekend? Gnome Goods?
Gnome Goods, yeah, Gnome Goods at Gnome. That's the only one I can think of. Just change all the names.
Did you see the hearse pillow?
The hearse pillow, yeah, that was.
They had a good hearse pillow at.
Did we get that one?
Yeah, we got
was
that
that
one.
It?
Where was that from?
Was that
at home?
At home?
At home.
Yeah. I got a
yeah
Michael's pillow. I got a coffin shaped one with a skeleton in it. I don't know if you saw that one.
I think I saw that one. That one was cool.
That one was cool.
I think I saw that one. Was it embroidered or?
It was kind of like embroidered into the black pillow.
Is it kind of like like Catwoman There's a cat and a pumpkin one. I feel like they had it
No,
here, like that kind of material.
No, it's just it's like a pillow, but it looks like the skeleton's like embroidered. Like it's like he's like kind of coming off the.
Do we have that one?
No, but I saw it. It's really cool.
I feel like Michael
has. I'm gonna go get it. Hold on.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it.
Let's see
it. Let's see. Let's see a haul. Let's see a haul. Let's do it.
So is that like an autographed Gremlins poster?
It's okay. So there's a Gremlins poster.
Reanimator. I love Chopping Mall. That's such a good movie.
Signed by Joe Dante and Zach Galligan.
Oh, kick ass.
Let's see. Reanimator is signed by a few people. Jeff Combs, Barbara Crampton. Chopping Mall. Predator 2 is signed by Danny Glover.
Oh, right on.
Really?
He was a really nice guy. He was actually here for a film festival, and he signed that for me.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Huh.
Good dude. But this is.
Are you a big Predator 2 fan, or is it just?
That's a pillow.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with that one. It was more of like just a skull, like not a skeleton.
No, it's a skeleton. It's like in a coffin.
And that's from Matt Gnome.
No, that's Michael's.
Michael's at Gnome.
Oh, okay.
It's good. What were we saying?
You can call this episode the Gnome.
No, I'm gonna. I'm gonna come up with something clever to do with
put gnome hats on both of us.
Just call this episode the Halloween Haters.
Halloween
all about gnomes.
Oh my god. Oh, I'll come up with something. It's 150, episode 150. It's a special one. So what were we saying? Predator 2. Yeah, Predator 2 is good.
Toilet episode.
The toilet. Yeah. Episode 150, Gnomes on the Shitter or something. Yeah, I'll come up with something. Like a cool movie title. The new blockbuster movie. Poop Gnomes.
You got any
episode 150?
You got any cool guests coming up?
Well, I'm gonna be doing a few episodes to promote a convention that we're guests at. Cause we're in Spokane, Washington. There's a Halloween Xspo. It's like a mini Halloween horror con. It's all like Halloween themed vendors and artists and creators. And there's a bunch of guests. We got who's coming? Kelly Maroney from Chopping Mall. Escaping me right now. Bunch of other people that have been in a lot of good horror stuff. A lot of cool guests. I'll send you a link to it, but they invited us to be like the official podcast of the convention. So we're there for that. Cool. So I'm gonna try to get some of the guests on the show before to kind of hype it up a little bit, and it'll be cool guests for the show.
Are you guys gonna be streaming from the convention?
Actually, I'm going solo. Crypto's Canada 10 because they just had a baby a month ago, and they're in the process of moving. So it's like they're crazy.
Oh my gosh, that combo. Wow. Yeah, I don't blame them then.
Are they staying in the area or are they like moving?
They're moving probably going to be about an hour from here. They're moving to a town called Port Orchard, which is down by Bremerton. So they're going to be closer to the action. So hopefully he finds some cool stuff down there to contribute to the show and everything. But yeah, we're doing that show. I'm going to get some of them guests on. Oh, there's a couple people from like the Child's Play movies and the Chucky series.
Oh, cool.
What did you think of the Chucky series? I actually like it a lot.
It was cool. I mean, I kind of stopped watching it probably midway through the third season or beginning of the third season.
I think I'm halfway. I'm about halfway.
I didn't think we made it.
No, I'm halfway through the third season.
Oh, was I just sleeping or?
Maybe.
It was entertaining, but it was also.
But I mean, it's
with minimal time. It's not at the top of my list. If I have an hour to do this show or that show, it kind of, it's not the priority. But it's good. It's cool. Yeah. So what about movies and stuff? Is there any? Have you seen any of the new horror stuff this year?
You know, we made a point last week and something came up and we couldn't go see Long Legs.
Oh man,
Have
try
you
to see
heard of
it.
that?
Yeah, it's wild,
Is
man.
it that good?
It's really
Is
really
it good?
It's worth the
unsettling.
hype.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy. Nick Cage is like
Okay, good.
Is-
just so off the wall, kind of. He's
We like Nick Cage.
Yeah,
almost
Nick Cage.
terrifying.
Like,
Yeah,
Nick Cage is
he's
right. Yeah, he's
yeah.
most stuff he does is well, I mean, or at least the horror stuff that he gets in is really good.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like the
excited to
more
see the new Nosferatu too.
Yeah, is he in that?
No,
No, that's
I'm excited to see that.
dude,
Is what I was saying.
yeah.
I'm excited to see Nosferatu. So,
Isn't Robert Eggers?
yeah, I think so.
it's like
You know
what
Robert
was
Eggers?
it? Yeah, like who's in that? One of the Scars guards, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Bill
Is it
Is it
Skarsgård.
Bill? Or
Bill Skarsgård.
he's the
Yeah.
one who does it. He's it, right?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
Pennywise. Yeah. I think a lot of this, he's and
He's got-
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah,
He likes to use a lot of people
Mhm.
too, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Which I'm sure he'll do a great job with it. I mean,
I think it'll be
I don't know if
good.
there's anything else coming. What's the last one we saw? We saw Immaculate.
Oh yeah, we
maybe, one
saw
of the last ones we
Immaculate.
saw.
Mhm.
Because we just wanted to go see a movie, and that was kind of one of the few horror movies that was out at the time.
That
It
was
decent.
okay.
I mean,
It wasn't bad.
yeah, it was okay. I mean, really forgettable, but it wasn't like terrible
Yeah.
by any means. Like,
Yeah.
enjoyable. Yeah. What else have we seen? Like,
Not a lot lately.
yeah.
If you guys
I
could
feel like there's
make
been a
it
lot
out
that's
to
came
see
out
Long
recently,
Legs,
or maybe I'm missing.
if you can make it to
We'll
see
go next
Long
week.
Legs, you definitely want to go see it. It was.
We'll go
cool.
for our
It was-
anniversary.
Okay, yeah, that's coming up. Yeah.
I know.
When's your anniversary?
It's on the 13th of August, so we'll go to like celebrate that. We'll
Yeah.
probably won't go on the
There you
actual
go.
date,
There
but
you go. Well,
it's 13 years.
Yeah,
Lucky
13
number
years on the
13.
13th. Nice. Nice.
So,
Well, congrats.
I know,
That's
that's-
exciting.
Thanks.
13. Went by fast.
Just
didn't
there's
it?
a Beetlejuice comes out this fall.
Yeah, Beetlejuice comes out.
Oh yeah.
Um,
What did you think of that trailer?
I don't know what else.
I'm not mad at it. I'm glad that they're not just redoing it. Like,
Right.
just recasting and then just doing the same Beetlejuice with the same storyline. Like, I'm glad that it's actually like a Beetlejuice 2. What do you think?
Right.
Same.
I think it definitely got some negative feedback that it didn't deserve. Like I've heard people say things like, "Oh, it's not spooky enough." It's like, did you watch the first movie? It wasn't. It was fucking comedy. Like it was.
Yeah,
It was funny.
exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, wasn't really spooky.
No, it
I
wasn't.
just-
I mean,
I
I
didn't-
watched it as a kid. So,
I mean,
like,
Yeah,
it was like a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was enough to not, it wasn't scary enough to where like little kids were actually watching it and loved it and
Yeah.
weren't afraid of
yeah,
it.
it was more like kind of funny, whimsical.
Yeah,
I mean,
the scariest thing in it was like at the time, which isn't even scary now, was the sandworm. But I mean, it was
Oh,
only
yeah.
scary because it was claymation, and claymation was it was terrifying back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it'll be fine. It'll be fun. It'll be enjoyable. That nostalgia will help.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
do you
gonna be-
do you dig Tim Burton's like later stuff, or do you feel like he's kind of
I honestly did get kind of tired of Tim Burton stuff.
yeah?
Like the earlier things, he made some absolute classics like
Oh,
like
absolutely.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Fucking love that movie. That
It's great.
Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, those are all like beautiful movies. But then he
Yeah.
got kind of carried away and tried to make it felt like the same movies over and over, like when he did all like the Wonka crap and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And I
So
got kind of
some-
bored with him, and I got kind of bored with him and Johnny Depp together, and like I don't need another damn Johnny Depp Tim Burton movie. But
I will say, a lot of people. I mean, it seems like gets mixed reviews, but I really like Dark Shadows a lot. The Tim Burton.
it was entertaining. Yeah,
I thought it was good. Yeah, what
I
Michelle
dug it.
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was fine. like
But
the
that's, I think it's
show, the old show was better, but it was,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
But I feel like that's the last Tim Burton movie I was actually excited about, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the last Tim Burton movie, really.
But then I'm not really sure what he's done. After that, I think he did like more like Dumbo and more like kind of that kind of stuff, right?
a lot of his stuff looks cool,
Yeah.
but it just kind of falls flat. But,
Yeah, like the story, yeah.
What other good Tim Burton? Ed Wood was fucking awesome. I really liked Ed Wood. That was
I
a
don't
good
know
one.
did you see that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that one.
That one was
If
black
you
and
haven't
white.
seen that, check it out. That was cool. Yeah.
Was that one black and white?
Was it? Why is that
I
escaping
remember
my
which one,
brain?
black and white. Why the hell am I forgetting which one that is?
I think it was.
Are you thinking
Or
of
some of it was.
me, Todd?
No. Someone else. Maybe I'm
Did he
thinking.
do the Sleepy Hollow movie?
Yeah, he
Sleepy
did do
Hollow
that.
was
That was
good.
a good
Yeah, he did
one.
do that one. Yeah, that one was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like visually, most of his stuff is really good. But
Yeah.
It's not coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I can never get over Pee-wee. Pee-wee's just one of my favorites. I think
Amazing,
probably my favorite, even though it's not well, okay, Large Marge is arguably terrifying.
there's a bit of like an odd, not
Yeah.
creepiness, but there's just like a weirdness to it that makes it kind of work.
Yeah.
That fits.
It is. It really does though. Like I don't know. It's like it's for I think it's like if you're a spooky person, then you probably like it, even though it's not scary.
For sure.
Because it is weird.
It has a vibe, yeah.
Like the clown in the parking lot. Horrifying.
Yep. But yeah, you did
I
mention
don't know if
Large
it's
Marge.
spikes
That was
on
scary.
or if it's
So what is
Yeah, they really
my
make
brother
flowers.
my brother and I constantly quote we'll be like spearmint or fruit. the gum.
Oh yeah, the gum.
We
yeah.
always quote that.
Yeah. It's funny you bring up gum. I was gonna bring up candy because it seemed like every time we talk, we end up talking about candy. So you found any interesting new
We can't have a Halloween.
stuff?
You can't have Halloween without candy.
Without candy.
Well, so far the best candy I've tried wasn't even Halloween candy. It was like or like a fall candy or anything.
It was a gummy gnome.
No, I
a big gummy gnome.
I wasn't ready for you to like say. I wasn't ready for him to say like a candy we tried. I'm like, it's a gummy skeleton. It was okay at Cracker Barrel. They had these gummy like lemonade rings.
Right.
Best things I have probably ever had. Like these, they had pink lemonade, raspberry lemonade, and just classic lemonade, and they were so damn good.
So
they were
good.
so good.
Yeah.
The rest
I'm a sucker for a good like gummy or sour, like sour
it was like
patch
the
kind of shit. It's like
oh yeah, and these were
kind of like the peach ring things.
Yeah, a little
good,
thinner than that, but like that, like same concept, like sour kind of, but it had a really good flavor. And everything else I've tried since then, I'm like, dang, it's just not as good. It's just not as good. Like those were just so good. And it was like a summer, I think it's like a summer limited edition thing. And so like, I feel like I'm like, cheating on my fall candies by liking a summer candy, but
cheating on the dollar store candies. Yeah.
Well, I had just had these things called sour dudes the other day. I never heard of them.
Right.
Sour dudes.
And the watermelon one was out of this world. It was so good. But then I tried, I don't know, everything sour, like that says it's sour, like Warheads. Like I'm always like, okay, I'm going for the Warheads because in my mind, I'm like, Warheads are just so sour that, it's going to be sour. And then you get it and it's bland and you're like,
are they just like not as sour as they used to be? Because as a kid, they're not like really sour.
I think they're not as sour as they were. I remember, they were intense when you were.
Do you think it's because people's like tongues were cracking and they probably like sued?
I just think they
were sour.
They were I remember being really
like
sour.
Crybabies. It was sour. Like it was like can't even talk, crying, like your tears. Because you're
like
so
Warheads,
sour.
but then it would like really like kind of
and like your tongue hurts, your cheeks
hurt your jaw, and you're like
yes.
And you would still eat them though because it's awesome. But
they're great.
Yeah. And then, I used to love those, not sour, but the tongue splashers. You remember that gum? tongue splashers. They
Did
used
the
to
gum
sell
with
them
the
in a
shit in
paint
the
can.
middle?
No, it was like they were just colorful gumballs that they sold in a paint can. And they had like little paint cans and big paint cans. And it was just like, but it would color your whole mouth with whatever color the gumball was. That's why I think but it didn't have this. I don't think it had anything in the middle. I think they just did that because it was colorful. I don't remember anything being in the middle, but I just remember that we got a big pink can, my brother and I.
Were they sour?
No, they weren't sour, and they were just gumballs, but they're really flavorful.
Tear jerkers? Were those the sour ones?
Yeah, tear jerkers,
Tear
crybabies,
jerkers were good.
warheads. All those were so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it's those sours I remember.
And you'd be drooling, like you're drooling because you're like, it's so sour that you're just like trying not to.
No, I think they just cheapened them up on this. That's what it is. They cheapened them up.
They had to have.
Yeah,
That our taste buds are getting old, but I refuse to believe that.
Yeah, no,
I refuse to believe that.
Probably not. It's got to be. I remember being really sour. It's not really like that anymore.
I think,
or at least the ones you even got like some extra sour ones.
I got extra sour ones last year, and they were they were good. They're like extreme sours, what they were called.
Extreme sour.
Yeah, and they were good, but they're just. But you know what? I've been seeing floating around on social media. I've been seeing these like people are making these sour candies, like sour gushers, sour, and apparently people are like, "Oh my gosh, these are so sour." But I need to put them to the test.
I think they're just weak.
Yeah.
They don't know. They didn't have a 1990s fucking warhead. They don't know sour.
Yeah.
Back in my day, yeah.
And it was just the whole flavor was different. And the crybabies, because it was gum. So like you would like you to get to the gum, you had to experience the sour first. And you thought maybe biting into it make it better, and it wasn't better. It wasn't.
Crybabies gum?
Yeah, they were like the gum balls, I thought.
The tear jerkers were gumballs.
I thought the crybabies were gum.
I thought crybabies were gum. I don't know.
And then you thought biting into it make it better, like oh, it'll go way faster, and it just made it worse. It was worse. It was like you opened up the sour sphere, and it like made it worse.
You think you're gonna just go for it like I'm badass? Just start chomping on it. No, it don't work.
You're like, no.
Turn back. Still keep doing it. Still keep doing it. I still kind of partial to the old traditional Halloween candies.
Do you like candy corn?
I love candy corn.
I do too.
I'm pretty sure we've discussed this. Candy corn, but I don't like the little pumpkins.
I like the pumpkins, yeah.
I liked them when I was a kid, but I don't like them now.
Yeah,
I do like
too
them.
much. Too much.
Did they change the flavor? I feel like I feel like they were more vanilla when we were kids. Now they taste more
there's
chemically.
different kind that are more vanilla, but
oh well.
They probably changed out like the real sugar with whatever kind of chemicals they're feeding us nowadays.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm like drooling talking about it right now.
I know, I've been waiting for like candy corn, and I'm starting to see like the little Halloween Reese's peanut butter cups, so that's good. I like those. Like
see, those are my thing, man. I eat a lot of Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
There's like this, like during the season, you'll get like, whether it's like Sam's or Costco, you'll get like the big bag of like the small ones.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll eat the whole bag in like a day or two. It's pretty bad, and like,
yeah,
it's not good.
He loves,
but I love them. I love them.
I don't know what I do like candy corn. What I don't know what what's my Halloween candy? The mainly candy.
You
corn.
like the gummies, yeah, and candy corn, yeah.
I just love candy corn. People are like,
I know on
who likes this? I'm like, who doesn't?
Me, motherfucker. Yeah, I know on one of the last times you were on, we talked about the fruity Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, man.
and how much Dallas
Those
loves them.
So good.
Yeah. Cherry ones.
Yeah,
we agreed that the cherry ones were
like
fire, and he was like, gross. Like, no. It was I'm waiting for all this stuff to start showing up.
I even like the vanilla one. I'm the weirdo who likes the vanilla ones too. Cherry and vanilla.
They're fine.
Oh man, and the lemon. They're all good.
Orange, yeah.
They're so good. I love those. Only when they're fresh. When they're rock solid, it just doesn't. It doesn't work out. I mean, I'd still eat them, but I mean, they just aren't as good.
I'd still eat them, but yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Like I won't say no, but like
yeah. Well,
no, that's still my favorite.
So so what is anything
Boy.
exciting coming up for you guys? Any exciting videos or anything you want to tease without spoiling anything?
I really want to decorate. I say this every year. I'm like, I'm going to decorate early. Every year, I'm like, I'm going to decorate early. But I really want to get started early this year because I don't know if the season's going to end earlier or if because it started earlier. I don't think so because there's still a lot of stores that don't get stuff out till after back to school. So usually I wait until I buy everything to decorate. But this year, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, even if I wanted to change up the themes halfway through, maybe I'll just do a couple decorating, like decorate the space many times. I don't know. I'm just ready to decorate now. Like it's July. I'm ready to decorate.
Just keep like one wall in your house clear so you could do like a rotating gallery of
Yeah.
decor, like a museum or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's like in my mind, like I fantasize about having like a Halloween decor museum.
All
That
gnomes.
would be cool. Oh man.
Gnomes through the years.
Thanks. Gnome, thank you.
Gnomes through the years. I mean, you would have to almost have like, I mean, I don't have enough decor. Like, I wish I had like just endless space to just like have all the decor, and endless money to have all the decor to where you could do a proper like skeletons over the years, gnomes over the years, or whatever, jack-o'-lanterns over the years, whatever. But I would love to have a whole museum of just Halloween decor one day. Like when I'm old and decrepit, like I want to be that lady that just like comes out of the like just out of the corner like of the room. You just like come out with like my cane and like my staff, and I'm just like I come out all hunched over, and I'm like, "Welcome to my museum."
With a big bowl of candy corns, offering them to patrons, and
I'd love it. That's what I want to. That's what I want to be when I grow up.
there you go. I mean, don't rush growing up, but
A
that's a
tray,
good
like,
thing to
come
strive
here,
for.
children.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I know. I
definitely.
mean, I feel like you can always dream about being something when you grow up. Even when you're grown up, you can grow up
Yeah,
even more and be something.
yeah, something
That's
or
that's what I would
something.
love to do, is
But
just be
yeah,
that the old woman
I
town.
like the museum idea. That's a good idea. You should
I
do it. You should
know.
get started. I mean, I guess you're kind of starting on it by collecting all the stuff, and then
Yeah, I feel like over, the next many years, maybe, I don't know. As soon as I go to like donate something, because like I'm like, oh, I gotta bring new stuff in, maybe, I should donate some other stuff. Then I'm like, but then this one, I can find a place for it. Like it's so hard. That's why like I have all my
just
Halloween decorations over the years. I haven't gotten rid of any
just
of it.
just anything you get rid of, just have like a Halloween yard sale, and then put that money back into more Halloween stuff.
But then I gotta put it in my museum is the thing.
There you go. And then now you got to start going back and collecting all like the old vintage stuff from like
I know,
40s
there's
and
a really good flea market around here that has some vintage stuff, but they want an arm and a leg for it. I mean, they want your
oh yeah,
firstborn. Like, oh,
they know, yeah,
here's a lantern that doesn't even work for $300. And I'm like, dang, like
There's still a bunch of stuff too. My mom, Jade did like a vintage Halloween haul
yep,
with basically a bunch of shit that like my mom had down in her basement. I think there's still a lot
there's still
more
stuff.
that she had
yep,
like when I was a kid from the 80s and 90s
nice,
that we still need to get through. So
heck yeah,
hopefully there's a lot of cool
And
stuff.
and my mom still decorates with her stuff that she has from when I was a
Right.
kid. And she has the freaking old school witch and the Frankenstein that like, and they still work where their arms move. And they have the
oh yeah.
witch has that old school laugh, the 80s and early 90s kind of laugh
Let's
that
hear the impression. Come on, I know you got an impression in you.
I don't think I could.
She's
It's
like
like
on
it's
the
like
spot,
"Ooh, ah." I think I just sound like a monkey, but
Yeah.
it's like kind of
and
like a
then
monkey, but a witch, like a monkey witch.
yeah,
Half monkey, half witch. But it's like
yeah,
that cackle, you know what I mean? You can't duplicate
yeah,
it because it just lived in its time,
yep,
and it
yep.
still works. And then you turn like the little switch, you turn it, you can turn it up and you can turn it down, and her eyes light up, they flicker red, and then she's like like with her arms out, and same with the Frankenstein has the lantern, and dang. And I'm like, hey mom, anytime you want to pass that on. But she's like,
Also,
no, these because
just
she goes all out.
just ask her if she'd like to donate them to the museum, and then you'll
I
get
know
Yeah.
it's okay. The Museum of Jade.
The museum is coming.
That's the current museum.
Just make sure you could put a plaque up on the wall with a list of donors and stuff.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
She said, I'm pretty much gonna have to pry those out of her dead lifeless hands. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Because she decorates, she's got her own collection and she has a Halloween party every year. And she does the whole thing, like the spider webs dangling from the ceiling and the whole thing. There's like random heads hanging from the ceiling. It's
Yeah.
like you walk into the bathroom and there's a mirror that's like, help me. It's like the whole thing.
So where did you get your love of Halloween from?
I see. That's where I don't know. See, we talk
No,
about dark
no
shadows.
idea.
It's so funny because we talk about dark shadows and like also Tales from the Crypt. That's where it all started because my mom
Yeah.
loved those shows. And then, as a kid, you're seeing your parents watching those shows and you get into it. And then she always decorated, and the rest is history. I mean, that's
It just
exactly what
became normal. Yeah.
Yep. But it's
So
so
it's
funny.
looking like Lucian is gonna have a hell of a Halloween decor collection when he gets older.
Yeah, if he likes Halloween, like let's hope. Not trying to push anything.
Is cowboy Halloween, the cowboy rodeo Halloween? Is that what you said?
Right.
I just know it's coming. Like I'm already mentally preparing for it. Like I already know because someone's like, it was so funny because it's like, well, what would be his version of rebelling? Like, because like, what's the rebel version? The opposite of Halloween and spooky is like,
It's like he wants the skeleton sewing machine.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I need like he decides that his whole room needs to be gnomes and skeletons on toilets and
Yeah.
that's in skeleton sewing machines and
I
no,
think that's
I
the
don't
only
know.
way you can make having gnomes cool is if you have like the gnomes on toilets, and
Yeah, it's true.
at
It's true.
least it's funny rather than just
Or the
pissing you
hater
off.
gnomes that
Yeah.
I swear if anyone does a hater gnome, like if we ever watch next year, we go to At Home, there's like a hater
Yeah.
gnome.
Well, I don't know if it's legally binding, but we have it documented here. So if they do it, we're going to court.
This is why they need to talk to people like us. They need to have an open dialogue about what needs to happen.
Just send them an email. Hey,
We've
this
got some
great
real
idea for
ideas here,
gnomes.
people. We got real ideas.
Halloween hater, no.
Like all we need is we'll sell you the idea. You just need to buy us space for the Halloween decor museum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah.
ask.
It's
Just
trendy.
find the spookiest town you can find and a building in that spooky town, and then we'll set up shop.
Yeah.
So you don't think Kansas City is the place for
No, probably not.
Yeah.
You think?
I don't know.
I mean, it's
It's-
just not quite as old as I
Yeah, it's not
want it
that
to.
old.
I feel like
Yeah.
New England.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like
it's
it
gotta
needs to
be
be,
old, yeah.
like old, like an old town. Like, because I feel like Kansas, I mean, it's not that Kansas City has its charm, but it's just not as old as like, you see those
It-
little town, like I feel
Yeah,
like we need
don't
like
have
a
that-
brick road or
Like
cobblestone
cobblestone and
Yeah,
or
that old,
like,
just that traditional like all the old spooky stories we heard, like Sleepy Hollow. You know what I mean? It was in
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
old spooky, colonial towns.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I am
Which
like
kinda
to the
fits.
point where like every night when we only open at night and then we
Yeah.
put like smoke machines out there and just like fill the street with the smoke. So when
People
you turn
could-
the corner, you just see you
Kids could
go
like
with the
trick or
aesthetic.
treat every day of the year. They could trick or treat at the museum, and
Yeah, and just like
That'd
fog,
be
like
cool.
just stock up on fog juice. We're gonna need like a whole shed of fog juice.
Underneath the fog, there's animatronic grabs
so you find a fog juice company and bring them on as a sponsor, so they can just give you the
Exactly,
MSP.
exactly. We gotta
Start
get this
networking
going.
now. Yeah,
I
just
know we
don't do
gotta
it
start.
just don't do it in like Salem, because that's become like the trendy.
Yeah, I
spot.
feel like Salem's really, Salem is a
Salem's
really
region,
cool
yes.
town.
Yeah.
I am so glad we went. So one year we went we went several years for Halloween. Mostly it was like pure chaos.
Yeah.
But there was one year we went and it was like misty and a little rainy and cold and no one was there. Like no one was out. It was on Halloween.
Yeah.
And this was
Yes.
probably what, 2015?
Ish, yeah.
2014?
Yeah, I'd say 14.
and no one was there. And we got photos of the streets that looked like that foggy because it was misting, and you know, you had like the little fair that they have there or whatever with like the little carousels and all the stuff. And it was just such a cool vibe with the mist and the, oh man, it just looked the whole place. And no one was out because it was just cold and wet. And so no one really wanted.
Like, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Well,
That's
now
the
I
perfect
think
weather.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was kind of long enough ago where I don't think it was quite as busy because it didn't get busy until the last
I
time
feel
we
like it
went.
progressively got
Yeah.
busier. Yeah.
Every year we went, it got busier and busier.
I'm
And
sure it's always been relatively
well,
busy.
yeah, I'm sure it's always busy. Yeah.
Right.
But like it's gotten like the last time we went, I don't even know when that was, 2018, 2017.
Yeah.
And then it was just total, like, it was just, I mean, if you,
It was still fun,
if you're,
yeah,
if
I
you're
mean.
gonna go in October, but just don't go on Halloween because it's just, there's just, what's interesting though is when you get on the train, because we'd stay in Boston, take the train in, and when we take the train in, you see like, it's basically like Halloween Town on a train because everyone's in costumes. Like, you're just looking around and you see Beauty and the Beast over here and a zombie over here and like whatever.
But if you don't mind being around a lot of people, it's great. I mean,
it's cool, yeah.
But it's very people-y.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah. But I mean,
Sure
yeah,
is.
it'd have to be somewhere else. But in New England, but it needs to be like, I want it more like desolate, like very sleepy.
Yeah.
And there's just a random Halloween museum.
It's got to be somewhere up there.
Should be like a long driveway through like the creepy woods that you gotta climb up to get there. And
yeah, you can do a whole like attraction up to
there you go. So at home, use the gnome idea to fund it. Just like tell people. Funded by gnomes.
You can just have gnomes grabbing at people's legs.
Yeah.
You could just hire actors and stuff like Disneyland.
Yeah, just have like crawling on it, or you can just have like zombies like crawling around on the ground. I'm sure
cool. Just like
somebody
you gotta pass through like the haunted attraction to get to the museum.
Exactly. And like you could do auditions where it's like, okay, let me see your best zombie
walk. See your best gnome. Let me see your
Yeah.
best skeleton playing guitar on a toadstool.
Let me see. Exactly. We have a toilet here. We also have a laptop. We just need to play this out. And we could have like a live action Michael skeletons. Joanne's skeletons. Just all the skeletons doing the various things.
You can just be like a little skeleton band, like Chuck E. Cheese, like the animatronic band playing.
Yes. And then you got the guy on the toadstool at the end too.
That's crazy.
Playing his guitar, wearing his headphones. I think there was one skull this year at Joanne's, and he was it was just like a skull that was smoking a cigar, wearing headphones and sunglasses, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like I just want to meet the person who came up with this idea. Like I want to personally meet them and be like, what was your inspiration behind this?
That's weird. It's like they're like making fun of their boss. Like they're at the board meeting, come up with the idea, and like it's the boss. Like they always catch the boss on his computer on the toilet or smoking cigars or like fucking guy.
I just feel like the computer
notices.
On the toilet. The computer on the toilet is so extra when you have your phone. Like you just think there'd be like a phone, like a skeleton on a phone on a toilet, but like the computer is like a lot. Like I feel like that's a commitment. Like I feel like that's
commitment. That's actually the name of the art piece. It's called The Commitment.
The Commitment.
Like I feel like it's a dedicated worker.
Like I just have so many questions about what happens when it's time to be done. Like what are you doing with the computer? Like do you walk across the room and put it somewhere? Like what are we doing here?
Yeah, like because you need to free your hands at some point. So you gotta...
I know, but were you just gonna let it dangle across the room?
You notice they're never like actually on the computer. They're always like in a reflective state.
No, that's
the computer.
Yes. Yes.
He's just like fucking internet not working or something. He's just mad. Did we pay the bill? Did we remember? Waiting for an update. That's good. See, that's what I should do. I should try to track down some of the designers of some of the decor.
Yes,
them
and
on
interview
here
them
and
and
be
ask
like,
them
"What?
the inspiration.
I'll get a hold of you guys," and I'll be like, "We have another guest on today.
Yes, if
Dallas
you're
and
out there
Jade are
listening
back
and
with
you
the
know, if you know who it
we
is
have
that
we
designed
have
the
questions.
skeleton.
We have questions. What the hell is wrong with you? What were you thinking?"
Like how do you think of the many poses every year? Like how do you determine what the next skeleton will be doing?
Maybe they just have like a little secret ballot box, and everybody writes down an idea in the company, and there's some
That would be
clown
gross.
that's like, taking a dump on the computer. They'll never pick
It's
this one,
that
and then they
random
picked
though.
it.
I feel like it
Yeah.
is that random.
Or you think it's just somebody in a boardroom who's like just totally taking a piss and like, you know what we should do this year?
Yeah.
And then, everybody's like, yeah, that's kind of a good idea. And he's like, they really fucking believe that? And it just
Yeah.
like goes out. There it is.
I'm sure that's probably what it is.
But it
That's
could be,
probably the
yeah.
main thing. And there's somebody making a lot of money coming up with it.
Yeah.
Like, how about a skeleton sewing machine? Although the sewing machine makes sense because Joanne's has that whole
Joann's, yeah.
sewing.
Is it actually a functional sewing machine?
I
No.
wish. Actually, I would buy
yeah,
That
that.
would be kind of cool. It
But
would
it's
be
not
kind of
actually-
cool if it did stuff, but
I know
no,
if
it's
it
just-
did work.
But it's a fake sewing machine?
Well, they
Yeah.
had two. They had
Oh.
one that was like it's like a fancy looking, like old school looking sewing machine with like a skull on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they had in the boneyard, where it's like all the.
Boneyard.
That's what I call it. That's what
The
I
gnome-
call it the boneyard section because it's like
The gnome yard.
it's just bones. It's like various things, skulls and like dog skeletons.
Fucking bone
They
setting.
have like seahorse skeletons. Like it's just the boneyard.
The
It's
bone
just like where
zone.
the bones go.
Yeah.
Bone zone. The bone zone.
Bone zone.
The bone zone. That's good.
And that's what
good.
this podcast should be.
The bones.
That's it. The bone zone. That's the name of that's the title. The bone zone. See, the thing is, I bet if you mentioned the bone zone on one of your episodes, it's gonna like go crazy.
I know I'm gonna start calling it. I gotta start calling it the bone zone.
Bone zone. Oh man. This is it. This is the introduction to the bone zone.
Yeah.
Welcome to the bone
Yeah,
zone.
yeah, yeah.
You're killing it. You're killing it with the ideas today, man.
You
The
know,
gnomes, the bone
sometimes
zone. He's like on
it's not
fire.
easy. It's not easy having dad jokes, but when you do,
Sometimes they hit. That's the thing.
I know.
Sometimes you just nail it.
Hey, you just can't hold back. That's the key. That's what makes them so good.
Like even if you think you shouldn't say it, just say it because there's
Exactly.
a
Just
one
let
in
it out.
there's like a 1 in 43 chance that it'll be funny.
Yes.
Right,
I think that's the number. I think scientists studied it, and that's the exact number. 1 in 43.
Exactly.
Those are terrible odds, actually.
I know. That's
Well, you
that's about
did it
accurate.
today. You nailed it today. You hit that one. That one.
Although I don't think mine stood a chance to Voltaire's. When Voltaire and I did some Halloween hunting, his dad jokes are top tier. Like I couldn't,
Yeah.
I couldn't even hold the candle to his.
Did you see that episode?
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah,
a good
it's
episode.
fun. Yeah, it was
What
really
stood
good.
out was the when you got some Baja Blast.
Oh yeah,
Fucking Bahama Mama just like killed me.
I
Yeah.
didn't even see it coming. It was just like one of those things that's like it's hot, we're thirsty, and I'm like, wait, have you ever had a Baja Blast? And I'm like, and he's like, what? And I'm like, oh, here we go, here we go, here we go.
He's somebody else I need to talk to soon.
Yeah,
some
you
point.
should. He's
Yeah,
actually
some
coming
point.
in
Yeah,
town.
he'll be in town. Is it October, November?
October, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
We got him a show here in
Nice.
Kansas City. The
Nice,
yearly
nice.
meetup. It's always a good time.
Yeah, he's a really
Okay.
nice guy. Really, really
Yeah,
nice
he's
guy.
great. Voltaire's great.
I know he's working on a movie
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
with
he's
a
in
dude from out
He's got a
here.
book. He's got a book that comes out next month, actually.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
home decor book and
Which he came and took some pictures of the house, so Jade will be featured in the book.
yep.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so it's
No.
really cool. It was really nice.
No gnome talk with Dallas. None of that?
No, but I should have snuck one in there because
Yeah.
Voltaire cannot stand the gnomes either, and he's just like,
Yeah.
I think we had many a gnome jokes on that Halloween hunting episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should have snuck one in there I should have done that for fun and just been like, see, here's my new centerpiece, and just like put one right in the middle. Here,
Yeah.
like don't
A
want to
gnome
feature
on
this
the
in your
toilet.
book.
Like this is
Yeah.
the my
Although I'd
prized
like
piece.
to, well, the yoga skeletons he wasn't crazy about, but I'd like to get his input on the toilet skeleton.
Yeah.
It's crazy how so many people, you hear so much negative about the gnomes, but they still keep coming out. Like obviously there's people buying them. Like how many
Yeah.
people that say they hate them really love them?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of things. Or you just find one that maybe you're like, okay, this one's not so bad. Like I know, like that's why I try not to talk too much crap about stuff, because I already know it's like there'll be randomly like something, and I'm like, oh man, why do I want this? Like now I gotta get this. Like, who was it that was saying that? They're like, not to be offensive, but I gotta say this: the ghosties are the new gnomes. Somebody said that. Because there's ghosties everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of like ghosts walking dogs,
Yeah, ghosts are doing a lot right now.
Ghosts doing random
Stacked ghosts.
stuff.
It's still better than gnomes.
Well, then I was like, well, now you make me want to have like a garden full of ghosts instead of gnomes. You know what I mean? Like actually, yeah, like I'd rather have that than the gnomes. But I mean, it's the gnomes and the skeletons, I think, for me, that sometimes, even though I don't want to offend good old Mr. Skeleton, like I'm not trying to offend him, so I hope he's not listening. But he probably is.
He's right underneath us.
Exactly. He is right underneath us right now. He's in the car gaping at that comment.
Motherfucker.
Exactly. Well, and people always like, it's so funny because over the years, it's like, because you get, new people that watch every year and they're like, man, where are his arms? Like people missed the deterioration of good old Mr. Skeleton over the years. He's had a rough few seasons.
Eventually there's going to be a point when just his head is like hanging off your rear view.
Yeah, right.
The other day I kind of pushed him a little hard and his head was like this, and I was like, no,
no,
not the neck, watch the neck. But no, he's hanging on by a thread, but he's hanging in there. He's got all the limbs except for his arms.
He's still there.
But and Dallas was like, well, do you ever want to replace him or fix him? And I'm like, well, I feel bad fixing him, because then I feel like if I fix him, like it means that was there something wrong with him? Like, am I not okay with him just being an armless skeleton?
He's just the way he's supposed to be. But I mean, if you
do
like,
and I feel like it gives him character.
You can make cool like little like hook hands and stuff.
Well, I have his arms still. Right. And I've thought about, reattaching him. But then I'm like, but it kind of gives him character now. Like I feel like he is who he is now.
Yeah. That's like part of the thing, the gradual deterioration.
Deterioration of good old Mr. Skeleton. Like,
because if you attach him, people are gonna complain.
Yeah,
well, guarantee it. People will bitch about it. Like, why?
Yeah, well, it's no matter what, it's a lose-lose situation, and so I think good old Mr. Skeleton should determine his fate.
Right.
No, right. I think, but yeah, I thought about reattaching, and then he's kind of last year his tailbone broke off, so he sits a little lower now, and.
But there's something like that skeleton specifically is like really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've looked at other skeletons and I don't know.
He's from CBS.
Right.
And
but it's like
I don't know
awesome
what
quality skeleton. Like I don't know. Yeah.
My stepmom gave him to me for my birthday. And it was kind of like not a joke, but like, she knows I like Halloween, but it was kind of like a funny, like, oh my gosh, this is like a funny gift.
And then it's like the best gift you got that year.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that like it's like my favorite gift ever, that like I can't part with him. And Dallas is like, you can replace him at some point. And I'm like, I don't know if I can though. Like I just don't know my soul. If I look over and I see a different skeleton, it's like looking at a different person.
Betrayal.
Like,
yeah. You can't betray Mr. Skeleton like that. Yeah.
Like if I don't look over and look at that armless gaping skeleton, I'll be like, who's this guy?
How'd you get in here? Yeah, get out of here. Just rip his arm off to make you feel a little better about it,
I know. I feel like I'm gonna have to detach the arms of the new skeleton if we get a new one. Because I just can't I can't make it happen.
You could just take Mr. Skeleton's head and put it on a new body.
That's
That's
true.
true.
That's true. Well, and I was like, well, because I was like, well, I could get a new skeleton, but if I do that, then I just want to put him in the back seat because like and have another passenger because I can't leave him. I'm like, leave him home and not tell him about Halloween. No, he's like
Keep 'em
become
all
like my companion, even though he has no.
driving the carpool lane with a car full of skeletons.
That's
and,
what
yeah.
we don't even have carpool. It's so funny because people are like, oh, do you hop on the carpool lane? And we don't have them here. We don't. We don't even
It's like,
have.
what's that?
So you just got to sit in traffic with your
We just have
skeletons.
traffic.
You could,
Yeah, just have good old fashioned traffic.
yeah. Well, yeah, he is seems like he's like kind of leaning a little more
Yeah, he's
lately.
leaning a
Like he's
little
just getting
bit.
old. He's aging. He's getting old.
Yeah,
Eventually, we gotta start to.
it makes him a little more
I mean,
limber.
he's pretty old. He's about 10 years old, right?
Yeah, and one of the screws on his feet is like the screw that it doesn't have. Like I need to get the nut to get it back on, but it's hanging on by a literal thread. But you know what? It is who he.
He's like part of your family now.
I know. I'm like, we've just been doing this too long that I can't
Yeah.
I can't get rid of him. He's too good.
Yeah.
And and nowadays the skeletons have like light up eyes and they do the most. And I'm like, no,
Too
like this
extra,
is just
too
a
much.
classic skeleton with a shitty paint job. Like that's all I want. Like
That's all
I don't need the fancy.
Don't need no toadstools and no. Yeah.
No, I don't need the
The
light
old
up eyes.
classic.
I don't need the fancy paint or like different colors or the bedazzlements or the velvet. Like, no, just give me the shitty old school skeletons. Like that's all. And you know what? At my museum, Mr.
He will be
Skeleton,
there. Yeah.
yes,
He has to.
he will be the cashier.
People are gonna travel miles and miles and miles to come and see Mr. Skeleton.
That's the only
In
reason
the-
people will come.
I almost said in the flesh, but that's
Yeah, in the
you don't have
bone.
any of that.
Yeah.
In the bone.
He'll be hanging
The
out in the
bone
bones.
zone. Yeah, the bone zone.
Yes, he'll be the greeter at the bone zone.
That's good. That's good. Well, shoot, we should probably wrap up here. So I'm gonna go ahead. Let's dedicate this episode to Mr. Skeleton.
Okay,
For all his years of service and going out in the hot ass Kansas City sun to find decor and entertain and give you somebody to talk to on your journeys and yeah, so this is episode 150 is dedicated to Mr. Skeleton, and thank you guys. It's always fun chatting, and we definitely got to do this again. And well, I'm really gonna try to track down some of the creators of some of this decor.
Yes.
If I do,
please
I'm
do.
calling you guys to come and
Yes,
be
we
the
have so
special
many
guest
questions.
hosts. Yeah.
Open invitation to the guy who made the skeleton playing toadstool. We got to know.
What the hell were you thinking?
If you're out there.
And then also Dallas wonders if you're hiring. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You're an inspiration to many others.
Inspiration. Cool. Well, all right. Thank you guys. Dallas.
Thank you
and
for
Jade,
having
thanks
us.
again.
Yeah.
We always have a good time.
Hey, this is Dr. Gangrene. You're watching the Steve. No, you're not. You're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show right here on whatever network you're on. I don't know what you're on. Don't ask me. I can't see what you're doing, but keep listening and tune in next week for more cool content on the Steve and Crypto Show.
And we're back. Thank you guys for listening to part 2 of Steve's chat with Dallas and Jade. And I'm glad I was able to at least listen to part 1, and I'll be checking out this one as well as soon as it's released. Yeah, I'm always happy to have those two on the show. You know, like we're happy to have all of our guests on, but you're gonna have a good chat with them, and you're gonna get to do some Halloween banter, and you just know ahead of time where the conversation is probably going to go in some ways.
Yeah, usually like the realist chats, like a lot of our thing, we're here to promote stuff, this and that. But when we get them, it's just like, let's just fucking shoot the shit about stuff we love and less promote my channel or page or this and that. And it's more just let's have fun and fucking have a conversation with old friends. And it always just picks up like right where we left off when we see them. And it's Cool, man.
Yeah.
Love those guys. They're good people, and also congrats to them, of course, on
Oh yeah.
being pregnant again with the second baby. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have them back again at some point for sure. Probably next year, around the same time or something. It's becoming a tradition.
Speaking of having people back, you know who's having us back is Fall FestiCon out in Kent, Washington, October 12th. You can see us out there. Festivities start at 3 o'clock, and we will be there hanging out with our table amongst a bunch of other vendors of all different types, mostly spooky themed. Yeah, spooky themed authors, artists. There's people that maybe make their own. I don't know if they have baked goods necessarily. I think the baked
There is
goods
that
mostly
great
come
bakery,
from the
though.
bakery
Yeah.
there. Yeah. You'll see people with the boxes walking around. And if you do, ask them where they got it and they'll point to the good place.
There's going to be a cosplay contest, which is always cool.
Yep.
We usually see a few really cool costumes come through.
Yeah.
That the event is going to run from 3 to 9. It's at Page Turner Books in Kent, Washington, downtown Kent. We'll make sure to have a link to Page Turner so you can keep up on them.
Yeah.
And what's going on with that. The event, like I said, runs 3 to 9. Stephen Crypto Show will be there till about 6, but we have a special surprise that we arranged. We have our friend Russ Hodgkinson from Z Nation and Zombies of Mass Destruction and Big Fish, really popular, fun actor. He's gonna come and join us at our table for a while and take over our space and do a signing and stuff for you guys that attend. So come out. The event's free. I mean, of course, it costs money to support all the artists and authors and to buy autographs and stuff. But you could just come and hang out and walk around.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just have a day just walking around checking things out.
And if you do, be sure to say hi to us. And we'll have merch. We got a few new pieces of merch that we haven't put out yet. As long as it don't sell out at the Halloween Expo, which is happening before Fall Festicon, which we should
That's
have
right.
said.
Yeah. I know. I was just thinking that same thing.
So
But
that's
the weekend
on
before, October
the weekend
5th,
before, yeah.
right? October 5th and 6th.
and 6th, and this in Spokane, Washington. It is a full-on Halloween and horror convention featuring a ton of artists and creators and authors and actors, which I'll run through the list here in a second. I actually have it in front of me today. Last episode, we actually recorded recently with some guests from the Halloween Expo, which I'll
Yeah.
mention here to end up running through them. And we were like, shit, we couldn't. There was so many guests, and we were so caught up in the interview that we couldn't remember most of the guests.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Spokane, Washington, October 5th and 6th. It's an all ages event. Bring the whole family. We will be there. Some iteration of the Stephen Crypto Show will be there. I'll definitely be there. Come hang out. Come say hi. Lots of our friends there. I just heard that our buddy Ron Ford, who's been on the show a couple times, is going to be
cool.
there
Cool.
to promote his short film he just released, which I was actually a producer on. So I'm excited that he's getting to do that there, and hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'd like to be able to break away from the table to go to the screening, but I'm
Yeah, it might
expecting
be
to be
tricky.
busy, and I'm expecting all the millions of Stephen Crypto fans to show up and
That's right.
demand my attention.
Yeah.
So you guys hear that? You better show up and expect my attention, because I will be there with plenty of attention for everybody and merch to sell. And then merch to sell so I could get gas money to make it back home from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, guest list. I got it right here in front of me, so I know there's going to be no guessing and pausing and stupid, typical Stephen Crypto nonsense. We'll go right through the list as it says on here. We have Alex Vincent from the first two Child's Play movies and the Chucky series. Actually, two of the later Child's Play movies too. He's in a whole bunch of them. And also from those films, we have Christina Elise. So we have a couple Chucky alumni here. It's going to be exciting. We've met them before and are really cool people.
Yeah.
One I'm most personally, no, not knocking anybody else, but I'm really excited to meet V. Neil, Oscar-winning makeup and effects artist who, created the Beetlejuice look, and she worked on the Lost Boys and Batman and Mars Attacks and Edward Scissorhands and so many like iconic, films and stuff. She's gonna be there. And then who else we got here? We got our friend Kelly Maroney, who I am looking forward to seeing because I've been in contact with her, and we're probably gonna catch up a little bit at the show. And we know her from Chopping Mall and Night of the Comet to 80s classics. And the next two people they'll actually be our guests on our next episode is Tom Matthews from Return of the Living Dead and some Friday the 13th movies and a ton of really cool horror things and non-horror things. And he's just a great actor. He joined us along with Brett Wagner, who was the Leatherface in the
2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There was two different people that played Leatherface. He was the first part of the movie, the Leatherface. Did the first kill with the
first kill.
And So him. So Brett Wagner and Tom Matthews are joining us on the next episode. So you guys know that. So get ready to listen to that. John Abrahams from Scary Movie, the House of Wax remake, The Faculty, and if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be in Terrifier 3 too.
Yes.
So that's cool. Eric Roberts is a film and television legend. He's been in shit. You look him up on IMDb, he probably has like 7,000 credits or something. Like he's been in everything. He's been in a lot of shit you didn't even know existed. We're going to be in a movie with him later this year. Well, it'll come out next year, but
right.
I'm excited about that. Excited to say hi to him. Kim Myers from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, I believe. Yeah, Freddy's Revenge. She's on there, and she's in a ton of things. Another effects guy, Nick Benson, who worked on Night of the Demons, Tremors, Society, the Blob remake, a bunch of other things. He's good. And so many other people. There's us, of course. There's a bunch of filmmakers and directors and authors like Laura Senf, who's been on the show and released the Blight Harbor book series, like the books that I actually read and thought they were phenomenal. So much happening, so many things. We're going to talk so much more about it over the next month. It's probably going to be one of our main topics of discussion, even though not everybody could come to it because they're not all from this region. But these episodes are going to be relevant because we're going to, talk about these performers and what they do. We're going to have guests on to talk about their roles and stuff and what they've done. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to lead right into Halloween. We don't even know what we're doing for our big Halloween special yet. So that's exciting. Yeah, that's the Halloween Expo. Go to HalloweenXspo.com. These links will all be in the show notes. And one more thing I want to mention over the next couple of months, I have some musicians and stuff sending me some tunes that are fitting for the season. And I'm working on getting more. So we're going to, we like to play music sometimes. We want to keep some music going. I'm feeling a music vibe over the next couple months. So there's that. If you have a small business, large business, something to promote, this, that, and the other thing, we are opening up for small sponsorships for the episode over the next couple months. So if you have something you want to promote, you want us to plug it on the show, super cheap, let us know. Hit me up. Contact me. This is Steve, of course, and we'll talk. With that being said, we're going to wrap up. Just remember, Halloween Expo's coming, Fall Festicon's coming, Halloween's coming, and we are, next episode is 152. We'll have Tom Matthews and Brett Wagner. And would you like the honors of saying goodbye to our friends?
Thank you guys for hanging out with us for 150 episodes, now 151. And we will catch you on 152 with stars from Return of the Living Dead and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Tell your friends. It's coming up. Get ready. We'll catch you on the next one. Happy spooky season. Peace.